What's up everybody, today we're at the Carlsbad skate park and just kind of crazy, like the first trick tips I ever watched was Tony Hawk's trick tips and it was filmed at this skate park. So it's kind of feeling nostalgic right now, but with all that being said, today we're going to be going over how to tail slide. To make this a little bit easier, we're going to break down the tail slide into 3 different steps. We're going to talk about getting into the tail slide, sliding the tail slide, and getting out of the tail slide. Because you got options. So I guess enough of me talking about it and let's just get into it. All right, first things first when it comes to tail slides, I think when you're learning this trick, I think finding the right size ledge is really important. This is a pretty low ledge right here. I mean, even learning this on a curb might be a great idea, just depending on how high you can ollie, even just how comfortable you are with the height of the ledge. The other thing I do want to point out when you do learn this trick, right now we're actually going to use a ledge that's not waxed up. It might look like there's some old wax residue, but this ledge will not slide right here. The reason why we're going to learn how to get into a tail slide on a non-wax ledge is so you don't slip out. Because with the tail slide, you put a lot of pressure on your back foot, and when you're doing that, you tend to slip back, you slide a lot of things can happen. So I think learning this trick on an unwaxed ledge is probably your best bet. That's why we're not skating the metal ledge or a wax ledge yet, but this brings me into how do we get into the tail slide. This might not help everybody, but it definitely helped me learn it. When I first was learning how to get into the tail slide, I wasn't able to do the full 180 motion right into the tail slide, but don't worry, and if you guys are having that problem, this might help you. I started ollieing and kind of locking into my 5-0s kind of slanted like this, kind of similar to like a frontside 5-0 in transition. I would pretty much ollie and kind of stall it like this first, and then I would kind of slowly go into my tail stall. And this just kind of helped me get confident with getting into my tail slide or my tail stall. Because I thought of it this way, was like, if I'm already ollieing and getting into it this way, what is this much more? You know, like that's so much little of a rotation. So in the beginning, this is all about getting comfortable. We're not trying to do the best tail slide ever right away. We're just trying to build that confidence up. So now that I kind of explained the little 5-0 stall, little sideways into tail stall, I'll kind of show you guys a few. Obviously right now the goal is to lock in like this, but even landing on top of it or anything, just kind of getting comfortable, getting your body weight up and stalled here is the whole point of this. Try to get. Kind of saw with the 5-0 stall, I kind of was already leaning and rotating into the tail stall, but this is just a great way to kind of get comfortable getting into your tail stall. All right, so definitely practice this a few times until you get comfortable getting into that tail stall. And it's not like a race or anything, honestly. If you want to hang up here and stall for a second, like longer, you can. Just lean that pressure on your toes so you do eventually go into the tail slide and tail stall and see what this feels like. Because you have a lot of pressure on your back foot, like your front foot really does nothing. All right, so now that we've done the 5-0 stall a few times, hopefully that's built you enough confidence to pull that shoulder and fully go into the tail stall. So when you're trying tail stall too, the other thing I wanted to mention is attempt it with different angles. So what I mean by that, try standing next to the ledge, like being parallel with it, and see if it helps going like this. When you're doing it this way, I feel like it makes you ollie up, but you have to go up and over the ledge. Where if you come at an angle, sort of say like this, you kind of have more time to like ollie and pretend you're doing a frontside 180 into the tail stall. So make sure you try different angles, but obviously I think usually one is easier. So make sure you do try this. One now, kind of at an angle this way. And see, for me, that's a little easier. I'd rather kind of hit it more at an angle. It gives me a little bit more air time to get up and over to the tail stall. Because I'm next to the ledge, it's definitely a lot more pop to go up and over it that way. So just remember that when you guys are trying this. And besides going parallel and like at an angle, I do want to show you guys my foot placement for the tail slide. I'm kind of in the normal front 180 position. I keep my front foot kind of heavy over the middle of the board. I'm honestly in a front 180 ollie position. I keep my back foot pretty heavy on the tail right here, as you guys can see. I kind of cover that whole tail part right there. But yeah, I just want to show you the foot stance kind of I roll up into this. So maybe I'll even like roll into one right now. All right, now that we've practiced popping and getting into our tail stall, now we're going to talk about sliding the tail slide. I have a few different tricks and tips that will help you get comfortable tail sliding, but ultimately the more you practice locking into your tail slide, you're just going to be more confident to go faster and slide that thing. But here are a few things that I'd suggest trying. Here are like 2 ways that I feel like will help you get used to the tail slide. One of them is putting your tail literally on the ledge like this, and with your front foot, we're gonna take one big push and sit on that tail slide. You're doing this, you're realizing how much weight and pressure is gonna be on that back foot. So you're really all depending on that back foot when you're doing this slide. So when you do this little push off tail slide, you're definitely gonna feel what it's like to slide. And that's important because now when you ollie and get into it, it's not gonna be a new feeling. You'll have somewhat of an idea of what it's gonna feel like. So the next technique I'm gonna show you guys that helped me learn how to get comfortable with tail sliding was this. Technically, it's like a combo grind, combo trick slide. I don't know, whatever you really want to call it. For us right now, it's going to be called like a starter slide. I don't know. So the plan is that you're going to ollie into your 50-50, and then you're going to slide into a tail slide. So you're doing a 50-50 tail slide. But by doing this, you don't have to actually ollie into the tail slide. You can get comfortable with your 50-50 grind and just slowly turn into a tail slide. Honestly, this is a great little like combo builder starter. You get a grind, you get a slide, and it gets you comfortable tail sliding. Now realize when you're doing that 50-50, all your weight better be on that tail. So when you do that quick turn into the tail slide, all that weight is up there. Oh yeah, enough of me talking about it. I'll show you guys one real quick. So hopefully those little techniques will help you build some confidence. Otherwise then, the other obvious thing you can do is, well, wax it. You know, wax the top of it, make sure you get on top of the ledge because obviously your tail is going to be up here. And don't forget the wheel side right here. Wheels and your base plate are going to be hitting the side of the ledge, so make sure you hit a little wax right there. It definitely can't hurt. Or obviously if you don't want to wax the ledge, you can definitely wax your board. And make sure you wax your tail and your little base plate right here. And with this, I guarantee you'll slide. Now that we talked about getting into the ledge, how to slide the ledge, and now of course, how to get off the ledge, right? So when you're doing your tail slide, you really have two options. You're gonna come out to regular, or you're gonna go out to fakie. But I feel like obviously when you learn this trick, the good old tail slide to drop in works great. And when I mean tail slide drop in, that's literally what I mean. Tail slide and then just, don't get me wrong, I know it doesn't look really pretty, but it's definitely a great way to start. It's literally just being in that drop-in position and just dropping in. Otherwise, then you're gonna kind of pop out to regular like I was saying. So you're gonna kind of give yourself a little tail ollie out. Looks a little something like this. Or you can go to fakie, which is this way. And the best way to practice these is literally standing and stalling on the ledge like I just did and practice turning out of it. So you'll kind of learn that you don't have to necessarily have to do a big pop out. If you just turn your shoulders forward, you will just go out to regular. When you learn this trick though, I think you're on your back foot so much that you naturally just do like a front 180 and just go to fakie. Kind of just like, personally, I think that looks chill. So you guys finally made it. Those are my tricks and my tips for tail slides. Hopefully that helps. I wouldn't call this an official trick tip or anything, but definitely the techniques that helped me learn how to tail slide. Takeaways from this is when you're trying it, definitely try different angles, either going parallel or like, you know, at an angle into your tail slide. Maybe hit some wax. Honestly, just like look for different size ledges or curbs. See whatever height honestly works for you, because tail slide's a weird trick. It's not the most comfortable to learn. So hopefully the little 5-0 technique helps you kind of get into the tail slide. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. So comment, let me know if this video helps you guys. Stop watching this video now, go get some tail slides, go skate, go have some fun.